Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay. Hey everybody, we are back with Autism Beyond the Label. I am Shyheem Shabazz here with my mom again.
Hi, everybody. How are you? So, like we said, it's been a while. So we're glad to see you all. But there's so much going on right now with the holidays and everything that although we want to spread some cheer, we also want to spread some great information. So um it's a little heavy, but I think it's necessary, especially during this time, I guess. I mean, with what's going on in the world and things that we're facing. So we always try to deal with uh real world issues. So this is definitely an issue dealing with society and law enforcement. I think is very appropriate right now. Shyheem just had his
22nd.
22nd birthday. So therefore, there's a lot of things that we continue to um, try to teach Shyheem on how to deal with as he grows up in this world. Not that it would be just for kids who are facing disabilities, but I think that we all probably can learn a lot from this also. So that's what we're going to discuss today: dealing with society and law enforcement, or not even law enforcement, not even just law enforcement, but people of authority. So
Okay then.
yeah,
I mean, well,
I mean it's the title, but
defeats the purpose.
well, I mean it doesn't defeat the purpose because we're still talking about law enforcement, but we're not just talking about law enforcement. We're also talking about people in positions of authority.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Okay, so we want to just talk about society first. A lot of people always wonder what does Shyheem do? Because Shyheem doesn't work. So it's like, well, what does he do all day? So
Okay, well, I need to stop you on that work part.
okay.
We have said before that I do things around the house that
Mm-hmm.
I do my part in order to find a job someday, and to be just confident and calm as good as possible. I'm still working on that. Just still trying to just
Let me
be.
adjust the screen real quick. Go ahead.
Mm,
Keep talking.
yeah, just
There you go.
just be how I was like when I was in school and stuff, where I took care of my business with no issue.
Oops. It's okay. It ain't gonna
It's
fall.
on the
All right.
it's on the mute button.
Ah. Oops. Sorry. Sorry, guys. All right. Proceed.
When I was in school, that's how I was. I just take care of my business like it was nothing. Like here's what I do. Like usually I just do like some of my work that I can do and just save the rest for later on or when I get home or something. And I still manage to just get it done like whenever I can because well that's just part of me just wanting to move on like everybody else has.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing that you don't have a job. I'm just saying there's people that wonder, like, well, what does Shyheem do all the day? Like, some people don't even know that I have a son other than watching the video. So some people just think I have a daughter because me and Layla kind of go out and do things, but they
Yeah,
just.
that's kind of like.
But it's I mean, it's nothing bad. We're just saying, we're just talking.
Yeah, like it's just like the way how you said it. It kind of like made it like sound bad. Like it's just like
Like
oh
what?
man, like
people just wonder. They're just curious about what do you do all day.
Yes,
That's
like,
the bottom line.
Oh, okay, yeah. Here's the thing. Like every time when I like in here is it's about all about me. Just it's what I consider is process like progressing of how I do in life and stuff. Trying to like watch my mannerisms so people won't think that something is wrong with me.
And that's why we're talking about things today, dealing with society and those things. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump to what does Shyheem do daily, on a daily basis, or during the days throughout the week. I'll go ahead and give like a brief overview so it can kind of segue into Shyheem describing. But Shyheem has developed his own circle of friends, and these friends are all throughout the world. They are in different places, and I'll let him discuss that. But I think that it's very important that he does have a group of friends that no matter what background they come from, what age they are, they all have mutual respect for one another. Um, they come together
Whenever we
online
can. Yes.
whenever they can, and I'll let Shyheem take over from here.
Yes. I brought together a group of friends in StreamYard. It's streaming. I mean, like, it's even better than streaming on YouTube because you can be able to like talk and communicate with. I mean, well, that's the same thing. Just communicate with people and become friends and all that stuff. And I found it very very nice. It's really great for me that I still can like you know be with new friends. Like, I do still respect all my other friends who graduated from high school and now moving on with their lives. We still like just text every now and then on Instagram and stuff. But long story short, um the reason how we're brought together is one of my friends, Christian Parrish. He brought us like all together from StreamYard, and that's how I kind of like met most of the people.
Okay, so can you tell us how many of you are on this? What is it on
StreamYard.
StreamYard? So how many of you are there?
It's usually, well, now right now it's usually three. It's usually it ranges from like three to like anybody. Like anybody can like
So what's
come.
the most amount of people have y'all had at the same time?
Um, well, yeah, there's a 10-person limit.
Okay, it's a 10% limit. So you get on every day, and what do you all do? Or not every day, but when you get on, what do you do?
When we have yes, usually from like on Fridays we have like game night where we created our own game that I made, and it's going like pretty well for us.
Okay. And then what's the age ranges? Because that's another thing also, when we're speaking of autism and Asperger's, should I say. Although Shyheem is 22, he kind of relates to some kids that are younger.
Well, I wouldn't really
Well,
say
I'm
that.
just saying, not read. He's able to entertain and have friends and have conversation and develop friendships with kids that are younger than him. And so, can you tell us the youngest person that's on there?
Oh, but before I do, I
Go
just
ahead.
you
You
didn't let
can.
me finish about
I'm
the
sorry.
last
Go
part.
ahead.
Yes, and on Saturdays we get together and practice voice acting, which I of course try to teach also, and it's going a little bit there and stuff. It's fine, but the youngest would have to be an occasional member called named Scarlet Prime. She's one of the many many people who are still in school,
Mhm.
and she just joins every now and then.
Okay. And how old is she?
She's well, like she's like 15 now.
Okay. She's 15. And then, where is she from? Where does
I
she live?
I have
Don't know?
no.
Okay. So, what's your other friend's name?
Yeah, yes, the closest person in StreamYard that I'm really great friends with is Blissy Fresh 100.
Okay. And where is he from?
Yes, he lives in New York. Well, yes, he lives in New York, and um he is Indian American.
Okay. And how old is he?
Yes, he's 16.
Okay. So they were able to develop friendships online, which I think, like we said before, is very important. And it gives them an outlet where they can kind of have someone to relate to with things that they have in common. So another thing we want to go ahead and talk about is dealing with people of authority and law enforcement. We bring this subject up because we're going back to Shyheem is not working, and I would like for him to work.
I want that
But
too.
okay, I'm just saying, let me talk. I want him to work, and my husband wants him to work, but there's a little uneasiness about him going out into a workplace. My husband feels that he has a little apprehension about him going out, only because he's unsure of how Shyheem will be treated. Um, And that brings us right up to the topic that we're talking about. Sometimes I think that people are so uneducated with how to deal with people that have autism or disabilities. And I'm not downing any of the other disabilities that are out there, but I'm just saying when it's something such as Asperger's, where by looking at Shyheem, he seems to be
Yes, like anybody else.
like
Like and
anybody else. But then we'll go into a scenario where, for instance, Shyheem doesn't drive alone. If Shyheem was to be driving alone and then the officer pulls him over, immediately Shyheem is going to go into a panic because it's somebody of authority and you're thinking police enforcement, I must be in trouble. Okay. All ends the give, but knowing that Shyheem has Asperger's is going to um I want to say this correctly. Sometimes the sudden movements, officer might say, keep your hands on the wheel, or maybe he might not even get an opportunity to do that. Shyheem might be turning around to see who's coming, and they might assume that he's reaching for something or he's trying to hide something. I know there's a lot of communication going on between the um, the groups, you know, uh, the disability groups, I guess you should say, and law enforcement to try to bridge that gap so that we don't have such a disconnect. But I do think it's a lot of work that needs to be done. Um, I don't know if the little tags that they say put on the window, to let them know that your child has a disability. I don't know how well that works. I'm just not comfortable letting Shyheem drive alone at this moment. Okay. So I'm trying to handle this conversation the best way I can, but it's just one of those. This is my fear as a mom. And I don't want Shyheem to be sheltered in the house, but I do want people to understand that they're regular kids, very regular adults. He's not a kid, he's 22. Regular adults that have slight disabilities with communication and social skills and those type of things. So when dealing with them, they should be handled with care and understanding. And that's another reason why we're on this having these podcasts, is to let people know and inform them and educate them about our young adults that are coming up, right?
yes,
Exactly. So um, I remember I told you to always carry your wallet with you, right?
yes.
Why do I tell you to always carry your wallet with you?
So I won't be able to like lose anything, or just make sure that
What's important in there that you need though?
my license,
Your license. And why is it important to have your license?
just in case, like if anybody needs information.
Exactly. Because it lets people know you are who you say you are,
Yes,
right? Even if, and another thing with that, I also think that the law enforcement or the DMV or whatever, they should, the same way that they can put veteran on your driver's license, there should be something on there that you can put autism or Asperger, whatever. There has to be something that you can put on there that identifies and lets them know that you're dealing with somebody that has, even it, hopefully, I'll just leave it at that. Hopefully, they will come up with something that they can put on the driver's license. Every little thing will help. These days, every little thing will help. Um, what else were we discussing? Oh, so do you know what to do if you got stopped by an officer?
just pull over to the just yeah, just pull up, just pull off,
Pull off where?
pull off to the. Is it to the left?
You pull off to the, well, it was, you pull off
To the right, to the
to the
right,
shoulder of the road, right?
right.
Right. But now we want you to slow down, right?
Yes,
Then you make sure that you go to a well lit area like HEB, the parking lot, right?
right,
Because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of lights, things like that, right?
right.
If you're not near HEB, mall, shopping center, things like that,
Yeah,
right? Where
yeah,
there's a lot of light.
yes.
Yeah. So then you pull over and then you do what?
Just do what the officer says.
Yeah. You're not going to turn around. You're not going to look back. You're just going to keep your hands on the wheel, right?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
And then you wait for him to tell you whatever it is, that he's asking for, or driver's license, things like that, no sudden movements. And then another thing also that I'm hoping that they're educating is Shyaheem's very animated, right? So if you give him a lot of instructions at once, he's going to get flustered. He's going to get frustrated. He might start like, hey, I don't, you know, and it's kind of letting you know, like, hey, like, calm down. You're telling me too much at the same time, you know. So um, hopefully, like I said, hopefully um, they will soon get it right so that it will lessen our worries and our panic. Is there something you want to say?
No, no.
Why are you making that face?
I'm just listening and just taking this in.
Okay. Are you worried about driving?
I'm not. I want to be able to fix that. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm just listening. Just can I just like listen to just say this?
Well, you can listen. I'm just saying you might have an input. It's your podcast also.
No, 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 no. Just I got nothing to comment on it.
Do you worry about that?
Well, not. I mean, like to be honest, not really. I would. I mean, obviously, I would be able
To what?
to just stay calm.
You think so?
I'm working on that now.
Okay.
To just like take everything just slow. Like I took Dad's advice about just taking it like it's no big deal.
Okay. All right. I hear you. So, um, I'm a leave with this little scenario. So I'm a parent who I like to have my kids a little prepared. So sometimes we put them in real life situations. I did the same thing with my daughter. One day I told her to come home early, and because she needs to be home by the street before the street lights come on because it's dangerous out there. She told me, I think I'm good. If somebody tried to grab me, then I would just kind of scream and, kick them and everything. It's important that you put your kids in real life situations like the scenarios, because in your mind you're thinking that's what you would do under those circumstances, but when it really kicks in, you don't know what you would do. So the same way that the kids prepare for a test, then we need to prepare our kids when dealing with society, people in authority, people of authority, and law enforcement. So when my daughter told me, no, I just do this and I just kick them and I scream. So what I did was I told her, I didn't tell her I was going to put her in this situation. I just told her to do it. I told her to go inside, close the front door, and I was going to knock on the door. And we were just kind of going from there. She went inside, she closed the door. I knocked on it, she answered. I snatched her out of the house, put my hand over her mouth, and I took her to the side of the house in between the two homes. And it was dark. And I whispered in her ear, scream, scream, scream and kick. And so she screamed and she kicked, and nobody came. And I just kept telling her to scream. You said you was going to scream. And so she did. And then she realized that sometimes what you have, the thought of how you would react in your head, is not how it will play out in the real world, because nobody came for her. Nobody hurt her or anything. So you have to play out these scenarios so that they're able to react correctly. The only thing she said when I let go of her was, "Oh my God, I couldn't breathe." And I'm like, "Yeah, and I'm your mom. So just imagine if it was someone else, you know?" So with Shyheem, I'm sure um, that someday soon, the closer he gets to driving by himself, we'll probably take him out and we'll go over this scenario of we'll pull up behind him in the vehicle and give him different scenarios, because just like um, we train or not train, but we teach our kids how to deal with all the other issues in the world. This is something that they need to have drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled into their head so that they know how to react. Okay, so that's what we were talking about today. We're not going to be on here long, but I just wanted to touch on that, being that Shyheem just had his 22nd birthday, and those are things that we were discussing. And it might be something that you want to discuss with yours also. So, or if you see him out and about somewhere, we want y'all to see this face. So y'all know and y'all are familiar and be like, yes, I know him. He's a good kid. He has autism. If he needs help, don't feel afraid to reach out and try to help him. So, okay, on a lighter note, Shyheem had a task of, what was your task?
So yes, I made your jackets very vibrant and creative and really it's really great to look at and stuff.
It is. It's cool. So I had a jean jacket. We talked about this before. I had a jean jacket, and I told Shyheem to take it and kind of put his own little twist on it. You know, draw whatever he wanted, whatever characters, whatever. And we kind of collaborated because I did a little work and he did a little work. So we both came together, and I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm going to wear it one day when I have somewhere to go. It's too hot to dance in. I love to dance, but I'm going to wear it somewhere so people can see it. But this is things that Shyheem is trying to aspire to do in life. He loves creativity and animation and voiceovers and things like this. So we're going to go ahead and show you the finished product, and then we're going to get off here. Okay. So this is trying to keep my shirt together. Okay. So this is the jean jacket. It's well, not jacket because I don't have any sleeves, but it has a vest. So here's the front.
Wait, you
Yeah,
did
I
that?
did that. See, haha. Shyheem kind of drew the top part, but then I kind of added my own little flair to it. So that's the little pocket. And then here's the back. So as you can see, at the top there is Legends Galore. And then Shyheem did his thing. And he drew Sonic, and I think it's My Little Pony or something up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And then Garfield, Spider-Man,
Scooby Doo,
Scooby Doo,
Pokemon, Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse, Bart Simpson, SpongeBob, Cartman.
Alvin, all of them over there. So he does an awesome job, and he didn't trace anything. He drew it all by hand. I kind of added my little checkered flag there because I like the checkered.
I do too.
Yeah, but this is the finished product, and I think he did an amazing job. Amazing. Shane's very talented, and so I just wanted to let him have the opportunity to jump out of the box and do something different. So I had every bit of confidence. I had all the confidence in the world, and I knew that he would come through with flying colors, and he did. So I'm so glad that he was able to draw on my denim jacket, and hopefully sometime soon I'll get him to draw on me some tennis shoes, maybe some Converse or something, and we'll keep y'all updated on how that works out. But yeah, we're very proud of Shyheem, and we continue to have big hopes and dreams for him. We know he's going to be successful. Again, we just came on here today to talk about how we're going about trying to help Shyheem deal with people in society, whether it's online or in person. people of authority and law enforcement. So we thank you all for tuning in. We know it's been a while. We'll try to bring you more frequent videos, but we hope that you have a happy holiday season. Take care and know that you're loved and we appreciate you.
Yes, and everybody thinks all the same way.
Yeah, thanks.
Those who are willing to just, you know, live throughout the day and stuff, and just deal with life and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's all about
Whichever way
respect.
possible. Yeah,
Respect.
well that.
Yeah, if we all have mutual respect for one another, then we wouldn't have any issues. It goes back to just treat people the way that you want to be treated. It goes a long way. So take care. The best gift of all that you could give someone is your time. So give that gift to people who deserve it. Love y'all.
See you, everyone.